The new paper. This is Unit 2 in June 2010. In this video, I'm just going to tackle the short questions, the 4 markers and the 6 marker. Let's go on to the question. So that's the question. Part A is with reference to figure 1 and extract 1, explain what is meant by an output gap. This is the 4 marker, and let's look at the extract and the figure. So extract 1 is right here. In extract 1, you just gotta read this part from here, and the figure 1 is right down there. You have to mention both of these. You have to refer to both of these, both the figure and this paragraph. Okay, any point that is relevant to the concept of an output gap will earn you marks for sure. Okay, try to mention them as much as you can. There are no evaluation marks here. There's only analysis, application, and knowledge. Basically knowledge and application mostly. There's when it comes to analysis, there's not much analysis you can do in an output gap. What you can do here is refer to the diagram as much as you can to the question that is given and use the knowledge marks. The definition, you can pretty much memorize it or just understand it and regurgitate it on the paper. So let's begin with my answer. An output gap has been increasing in the world economy due to rising spare capacity and unemployment. Okay, so I took a different approach. Typically, you're gonna see answers that start with the definition first and then go on to the application. I start with the application first and then I'm going to go on the definition. Okay, you can do either way, but I prefer to get the application marks out of the way before I go on to the knowledge marks. That's because I'm a little bit forgetful, I suppose. I tend to skip over the application, so I start with the hard part first. But it's pretty switchable. I mean, you can swap this with the definition. You can start off over here and end over there. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so the output gap has been increasing in the world economy due to rising spare capacity. That is not something I'm making up. That is obviously mentioned in the paragraph itself. If you go up there to the extra one, the first paragraph, this mentions right there the increasing output gap from here to here, the increasing output gap. Okay, so many individuals and for depending on the government. You can also read the second paragraph. It also mentions the output gap and how it relates to your answers. Output gap has been increasing in the world economy due to rising spare capacity and unemployment. Rising spare capacity. Okay, so that is an application mark. Has been increasing. The UK growth rates are at a 30-year low. Okay, and the application. The economic growth as low as -2.5 in 2009. Okay, so -2.5, that's per percentage, of course. So right from here to here, I've mentioned 3 different points. It has been increasing in the world economy. I've also mentioned why, due to rising spare capacity and unemployment. Both of the points which are mentioned in the extract above, if you take a look at it. And I've also mentioned that the growth rates are at a 30-year low, with economic growth as low as -2.5% in 2009, which is basically negative economic growth. So it's not growth is a misnomer, I suppose. You can just say that there have been a decline in economic activity. Anyhow, from here to here, I established 2 application marks, easy, because I've mentioned 3 points. And let's move on to the second paragraph. And now I'm defining the term what an output gap is, because that is the essence of the question. Explain what is meant by an output gap, not refer to it. An output gap is the difference between the actual real national output of an economy and its potential real national output determined by the long-run aggregate supply. Okay, so one thing to know here is that I have mentioned LRAS. Okay, the long-run aggregate supply. You can just mention the entire term. I will advise you to mention the entire term rather than use abbreviations like I did. It shows the examiner that you understand the term. Anyhow, so that's the definition. An output gap difference between the actual real national output of an economy and its potential real national output. Okay, that's the definition. the difference. It's the difference, okay? And output gap can be positive when economy is working over capacity, can be positive, and can be negative in a recessionary when there is spare capacity. Okay, so I have defined, not only defined the output gap, I've also explained it further by mentioning that there are two kinds of output gaps. You see, an output gap is essentially just a discrepancy between actual growth should be and what it should be, that's determined by the accurate supply. Whenever there is a discrepancy, there is an output gap. It can be positive or negative, as I mentioned. And that's not only knowledge mark, that's also analysis mark. And this entire point, that's just from here to here, that's definition. And this is analysis. Okay, so that's overall 2 marks, 2K A. That's for our 4 marks.